Have you ever wondered why some countries are rich while others are poor? Why some are democracies while others are autocracies? Or why some nations are peaceful while others are embroiled in conflict? These are questions that comparative politics attempts to answer. This field of study invites us to explore the political landscapes of the world, not one nation at a time, but in relation to each other. By comparing political systems, structures, and phenomena, comparative politics uncovers patterns and anomalies that help us understand why the world works the way it does. The beauty of this discipline lies in its capacity to shed light on the complexities of governance, the dynamics of power, and the nuances of social change. It's a fascinating, intricate puzzle that's constantly evolving, just like the world around us. So let's dive into the fascinating world of comparative politics and its evolution. The roots of comparative politics can be traced back to ancient Greece, where philosophers like Plato and Aristotle began comparing political systems. These eminent thinkers, armed with their insatiable curiosity and a penchant for critical thinking, laid the first stones on the path of comparative politics. Let's take a step back into the past, around the 4th and 5th centuries BCE, to the city-states of ancient Greece. Here we find Plato, a philosopher with a keen eye for the governance structures around him. In his seminal work, The Republic, he explores an ideal political system, comparing it with the existing forms of governance. Around the same time, Aristotle, a student of Plato, made significant strides in the field. In his work, Politics, he compared the constitutions of 158 Greek city-states, seeking to understand the underlying principles that made some states succeed while others fail. The flame of comparative politics, lit in ancient Greece, continued to burn through the Middle Ages. Political thinkers of this period, grappling with the complexities of feudal systems and the growing power of the church, added their insights to the burgeoning field. As we move into the Renaissance, we encounter Niccolò Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat and political philosopher. His book, The Prince, offers a comparative study of leadership styles, examining the traits that make a leader effective. Next, we journey to the 17th century to meet Thomas Hobbes, an English philosopher. His work, Leviathan, delves into the social contract theory, comparing life in a state of nature to life under a sovereign power. These early thinkers, from Plato and Aristotle to Machiavelli and Hobbes, made remarkable contributions to comparative politics. They examined, questioned, and compared different political systems, seeking to understand the dynamics of power, governance, and societal structures. Their observations and theories, though formulated centuries ago, continue to echo in the modern study of comparative politics. These early thinkers laid the groundwork for what would become a rich and diverse field of study. Their pioneering work set the stage for the evolution of comparative politics, paving the way for future scholars to build upon their insights and further our understanding of the political world. As we moved into the modern era, the field of comparative politics began to take shape with the development of scientific methods. The modern era, particularly from the mid-20th century onwards, heralded a new dawn for comparative politics. At this time, scholars were increasingly disillusioned with traditional philosophical approaches to politics. They yearned for a more systematic, scientific way to study political systems. This hunger gave birth to a new empirical approach, marking a significant shift in the field of comparative politics. It was the advent of the behavioral revolution that truly revolutionized comparative politics. It was no longer enough to merely describe political systems. Scholars sought to analyze and predict political behavior using empirical data and statistical methods. This approach was a radical departure from the norm, propelling comparative politics into the realm of social science. Among the key figures who championed this scientific approach was Gabriel Almond, whose work laid the foundation for the structural functional approach. Almond argued that to truly understand a political system, one must examine its structures and the functions they perform. This perspective shifted the focus from the institutions themselves to the roles they play within the system, giving rise to a more nuanced understanding of comparative politics. Another notable figure was David Easton, who proposed the systems theory. Easton's model emphasized the importance of understanding the entire political system, including its environment and the interactions within it. This framework helped to further solidify the scientific approach to comparative politics. The modern era also saw the rise of other schools of thought, such as rational choice theory and political economy, each contributing their unique perspectives to the study of comparative politics. But perhaps the most significant development in the modern era is the increased emphasis on empirical research, backed by robust data collection and statistical analysis. This rigorous scientific approach has allowed for more precise comparisons and predictions, transforming the way we study and understand political systems. This shift towards a more scientific approach has greatly enriched our understanding of comparative politics. In today's globalized world, comparative politics has become more relevant than ever. It helps us understand the diverse political systems and phenomena that shape our world. In the contemporary world, comparative politics has a significant role in illuminating the intersections of politics, economics, and society. It provides an analytical lens to dissect and analyze the political systems of different countries and regions. This isn't just an academic exercise. In fact, it's a critical tool to navigate the complexities of our interconnected world and to understand the dynamics that drive world events. One key area of study within comparative politics is democratization. The transition from authoritarian regimes to democratic governance has been a dominant theme in the last few decades. Comparative politics helps us understand why some countries have successfully transitioned to democracy, while others have struggled. It can shed light on the factors that influence democratic consolidation, such as the role of civil society, the importance of rule of law, and the impact of economic development. Speaking of economic development, it's another crucial area of study. Comparative politics can offer insights into why some countries experience rapid economic growth, while others remain stuck in a cycle of poverty and underdevelopment. It can reveal the political decisions, policies, and institutions that have shaped these different economic trajectories. Furthermore, it can help us understand how political structures and governance influence economic outcomes. International relations is another domain where comparative politics plays a fundamental role. In an era of global challenges like climate change, migration, and technological disruption, it is essential to understand how different political systems respond to these issues. Comparative politics can help us understand how countries' political systems and ideologies shape their foreign policies and their engagement with international institutions. But, as with any field, comparative politics also faces its own set of challenges. In a world of rapid change and increasing complexity, the task of comparing political systems is becoming increasingly difficult. Political phenomena are becoming more complex, more intertwined with other social and economic factors. This calls for innovative approaches and methodologies in comparative politics. However, these challenges also present opportunities. The complexity of today's world calls for a more nuanced understanding of political systems and phenomena, and this is exactly what comparative politics provides. It allows us to go beyond surface-level analyses and get a deeper, more nuanced understanding of the political world around us. As we continue to grapple with the challenges of the contemporary world, from political polarization to economic inequality to climate change, the insights provided by comparative politics will be more important than ever. It will help us make sense of our complex world, guide policy decisions, and hopefully enable us to create a better future. As our world continues to change and evolve, so too will the field of comparative politics. So, we've journeyed from ancient Greece to the modern world, exploring the evolution of comparative politics along the way. Our voyage started in the cradle of democracy, ancient Greece, where the seeds of comparative politics were first sown. As societies started distinguishing themselves based on their political systems, the need to understand these differences became apparent. This gave birth to the early beginnings of comparative politics, a discipline that sought to study and compare political systems across different societies. Fast forward to the Enlightenment era, and the discipline took a more scientific approach. Scholars began applying rigorous methodologies to their comparisons, leading to a more systematic and analytical understanding of political systems. This was the era of modern comparative politics, a time when the discipline became more empirical and objective, moving away from mere descriptions to analysis and theory building. And then we reached the contemporary world, where comparative politics is no longer just a scholarly pursuit, but a practical tool for understanding our world. With globalization and the rise of interconnectedness, comparative politics has become more relevant than ever. It helps us understand why some societies flourish while others falter, why some political systems are more effective than others, and how we can learn from the successes and failures of different political systems. In essence, comparative politics is not just a historical discipline, but a living, breathing field that evolves with our world. It's a lens through which we can view our increasingly complex and interconnected world, helping us navigate the political challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So, we've traveled from ancient Greece to the present day, witnessing the evolution of comparative politics. We've seen how it has grown from a rudimentary comparison of political systems to a sophisticated analytical discipline that provides invaluable insights into our world. As we continue to grapple with the complex political challenges of our time, comparative politics will remain an indispensable tool for understanding and navigating our world.